All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up fully remote desktop services, or RDP as some people call it, inside of your computer for macroing just in general. This will allow you to macro in the background. Pretty overpowered, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. So first things first, all of the links and information will be on the website inside of the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. So there are going to be 3 necessary downloads for this. Firstly, we're going to have to use the RDP wrapper, which is going to be a GitHub download, then the updated RDP wrapper ini file, and then the remote desktop plus. Now, the reason why there are 2 different downloads for the RD wrapper is the first one we're going to go ahead and check out. Pretty much, as you can see, hasn't even been updated since 2017, but it does still work. I have pretty much made this like 5 different times today before recording. So firstly, we're gonna go ahead and download the configuration right here, RDP wrap, v whatever you want to call it, z or zip. So we're gonna go ahead and download that, and then we're gonna go onto our desktop also, W wallpaper, not gonna lie. Now I'm going to drag over the file to the desktop just right here. As you can see, it's right here, right around Toji's armpit. We're going to go ahead and extract this. Now we're going to go ahead, click extract, and the extracted folder, I didn't have it get moved to desktop. Actually, wait, no, yeah, it's right up here. So boom, we got it just right here. So we got the RDP wrap. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to be getting something like this, and you're going to open up RDP configs. Now, most likely, you're not going to see this selection of info right here. So for me, I have wrapper state is installed, service state is running, and listener state is listening fully supported. That's not going to look like that. It's actually going to look more like this, like it did for me previously before I set it up. I had to make sure to get a screenshot of it, but it's going to look something like this. So service state running, it's going to have, it's running, but it is listening state is not there. And it's also, not showing anything else. So firstly, we're going to go into RDP wrap. We're going to pull this folder over, and you're going to go ahead and click install. You're going to click run, and then you're going to get this. Probably going to ask you to check something, press any key to continue. It's going to go ahead and continue. And if you do get a threat for this, you can go ahead and, you can just accept it or whatever. And it's going to be probably marked as a low threat. You can just go ahead and click, accept or allow running. Now, once we have this done, we can go ahead and move on to the next thing. And then you should obviously now get something that looks more like this. We're going to have the wrapper state installed, running and listening, but it's still going to say not supported. Obviously, once we're done, it's going to be fully supported. And obviously for us, it's going to be, like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our services inside of our computer. So we're just going to do Windows S. You can go ahead and search services, and you're going to go until you find this right here, which is going to be remote desktop services. As you can see, it is going to be running. You want to do this one and no other one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to right click on it, and we're going to click stop. As you see, remote desktop user mode. It's currently running for me because I had other stuff, running, but we're going to go ahead and quit it. And if you do get that error saying pretty much you cannot stop it, most of the time the fix is going to be to just go ahead and restart your computer. We're going to head back to the website that's in the description. We're going to go to the second link. This is the updated RDP ini file. We're going to go to code, and we're just going to click download zip, which is going to be this button right here. We're going to go ahead and click download zip. Then we're going to drag this once again back onto our desktop, and we're going to go ahead and extract it. And then you're going to get this folder right here, which we're going to go into. And then you're going to have to copy this configuration folder right here. You can open up a new tab, and you're going to go into the C disk right here. And then you're going to go into program files, and then you're going to go into RD wrapper, and then back on over to that other folder we just extracted earlier. And you're going to take this configuration folder and bring it on over into the other one. Place files in this, and you're going to need to probably skip it to force replace the one here. The reason why we're doing this is the one we were using is nearly 8+ years old. So obviously we're going to need to replace it. And now that we've done this, we can probably go back on over to your services, scroll on back down to remote desktop services. And if you did manage to stop it, you're going to click start. So we're going to go ahead and click start on the services. And then now that it's running, next thing we're going to do, you can either click Windows key and R, or you can just search run, and you're going to get this thing right here, and you're going to search exactly this, control user passwords too, and then you're going to get something like this. So we're going to go ahead and click on this button right here. We're going to add a new account, and then you're going to click this right here, which is going to be actually sign in without a Microsoft account. And then we're going to click on this right here. We're going to click local account, and then you can name it whatever we want. For the video, we're going to do RDP2. So obviously already have one. And then now that we have that, you're going to click finish. And then next thing, you're going to click onto the account you just created, which for me is this one right here. Just in case you can't see it. And then you're going to click into properties, and you're going to go into group membership, click onto administrator, click apply, and then click OK. So essentially what we've done so far is we've pretty much created a way to open up a remote desktop, and we have also created the new Windows account. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and download the third link on the website linked in the description, which is going to be what's going to allow us to actually open and access this RDP file. So we're going to go over here into Remote Desktop Plus. We're going to click this one right here. Don't click any other one. We're going to click this Remote Desktop right here. You want to make sure that you do get this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and click it. You should get a quick download. I'm going to go ahead and drag it on to my desktop, and then we're going to go ahead and run it. And now, as you can see, there are a few things you can do pretty much to configure this. So 127, this is like your computer type. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into this. Realistically, it doesn't matter. Just leave it as is. Then you can do your profile. What we're going to do is select the profile that we have created. Obviously, you can, instead of doing this, you can manage profiles, and then you can add one, and then you can add it and the username, the password, and then confirm the password that you created. And then we're going to have something looking like this. Now, the next thing we're going to do is create the thing. So as a quick note, whenever you are creating the file to macro, you're going to have a certain configuration set up for the file size. This is a very common issue a lot of people have, is they set up this screen size selection wrong when first generating the thing. The macro requires a certain screen size in order to operate, and they usually forget to not change it. And so what happens is it becomes an 800 by 600, and people, they don't change it. So therefore the macro doesn't work, and they run into a lot of errors. So what we're going to do is, firstly, you're going to create the thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this drop down, don't click connect, and we're going to do manage favorites. And this is where we're going to make a new one. So we're going to go ahead and click add. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name this macro, and then you're going to need to put in this line of code that's going to be on the website in the description. So what this is going to be is just a bit of basic optimization that you can go ahead and copy, which we'll go ahead and paste in here. And you're going to be looking at something like this. So obviously you need to make sure that this right here has the same configuration as the one you have. And then the title, you can name it whatever you want it to be. And then your profile name, this is going to be the name for the profile. So what we're going to do is that, but also another thing, if you're obviously looking, so no sound is pretty much right here. This is just going to make sure that no sound is generated by the thing. No wallpaper. This is just yet another thing to make it a bit more speed optimized. So what we're going to do, your profile name. So this is the name of the profile we're going to be using to actually run this, or I'm going to call it. Also, do make sure you delete these commas. I'm going to call mine RDP, which is the name of the one we're using, all lowercase. And then the title, this is the title we're going to call it. I'm just going to call it subscribe, because you should definitely subscribe. Save with the high security, and we're going to click OK. And now you can either do one of two things. You can either just click create shortcut, or you can do something else. If you click create shortcut, this is going to create a shortcut, as you can see right here on your desktop. Also, the reason why you can't really see it as opposed to this one, this is what it'll look like. This is what mine looks like, because Windows is being weird right now. Windows 11 sucks, if you know. So what we're going to do, you can either click the drop down and click onto the one you want to open up, or we can either close this out and we can just directly click onto the one we just created. So you should get something like this, Remote Desktop Plus, checking your local computer, and it's going to open up something like this. So if you did set up everything correctly, you should get everything correct. So what we're going to do is we're first going to go into Google, and then inside of Google, we obviously have to download a few things. My first recommendation is immediately going on to Roblox and signing into your account. Now that we're signed into our account, the next thing is going to be, we need to download, obviously, the macro we're going to get. So we're going to go to Natro. We're going to go ahead and download this. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and join my own private server real quick. And now that we are in, it will obviously have a bit of lag, but we are inside of the remote desktop. Now, this is my old account, by the way, in case you're wondering. Obviously going to go ahead and run the macro. Boom. And now alongside this, you can set it up pretty much any way you want, but we can go ahead and click F1 and start the macro. And just like that, we have successfully created that. Now, as you can see, I'm even on a different account on actual Roblox. This is the main account I consistently use. You can see it's flying flying around right now. You can see it over here. So this, you can put this anywhere. You can open up. You can even shrink it. You can shrink it down. Obviously, this doesn't change the size of the window. You can change it, do whatever you want. Obviously, the pathing is a bit off. I need to fix it. But we're in here. We're moving around, and it's going to be moving around and operating on this. Now, if you're also trying to use the Revolution macro, this is a very important step you cannot skip. But if you're wanting to use Revolution macro, you need to make sure that your file display or your monitor display, whenever you first create the macro, is set to at least 1920 by 1080. And as a note, since it does use a very resource-heavy AI system, it's most likely going to lag since RDP is already a tad bit laggy as is. So I would not really recommend it. I would honestly just recommend using, especially if you're farming accounts in bulk, just realistically using Natural macro. But for the most part, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. I'll make sure I can try to get to those. And if you also want to join my Discord server, linked in the description, I'll try to help you out if you have any other questions there. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the